Hello, this is episode 57 of the F1 Flaming Tarmac. This is the 75th episode, and it's also the 75th anniversary of the British Grand Prix. This video that we're doing now is slightly late. We usually do it on a Thursday evening, but we decided to do it on Saturday straight after qualifying because we was really busy with watch along. So this is the only time that we had to do it. So people that are listening on the podcast, on the iTunes, the Spotify, you know the drill. Remember to recommend this podcast and big up to everybody else. And we're now live on YouTube, Flaming Tarmac, hashtag 75. We've just finished watching the qualifying. We're probably going to go for it. We'll go over it a little bit, but not too much because we want to save that till Monday for the debrief. But I'm going to bring in my coach, who's my partner in crime, Toto! Abba! Toto, big up!
Big up, man.
How's it going, Toto?
Yeah, going well,
How's
man.
it going?
Glad that the F1 weekend is back and it's Silverstone, our home track. And yeah, man, it's great to be back.
That's it. So
Formula One again.
Yeah, so we're not really going to talk about qualifying that because we're going to save that for Monday. Like I said to the people watching, this was supposed to be done on Thursday, but obviously things got in the way, life, and also RIP Diego Jota tragically lost his life with his brother the other day. Got buried today actually as well. Left behind three beautiful kids, parents, and his wife, who he only married a couple of weeks ago. So I'm dedicating this episode of the F1 Flaming Tarmac to Diego Jota. Big up to him and his family as well. So I know he's in heaven, so big up to Diego Jota, man. What we're going to talk about now is Silverstone, British Grand Prix, the home of motorsport, the 70th anniversary of the British Grand Prix Silverstone. And like the title said, very simple. Can Lewis win it? I'll let you explain. Let's do this stuff now.
But Lewis, of course, he can win it, man. The last 5 races, Lewis has won 3 of them. Lewis loves it here. He's won it. I think he's won it 9 times.
Yeah.
Won it 9 times at Silverstone.
No fire.
But yeah, absolutely amazing Lewis Hamilton's record here. Of course, in the polls, Lewis was really good at the qualifying side of things. Was more better in the race. Usually makes you come back in the race. Matt Verstappen, I think he got 3 poles out of 5 races here.
Yeah.
You can see Verstappen likes his track as well, and he's really good at qualifying. But you always know how Lewis is like. He usually thrives in the race more because he likes, saving his tyres. You know how good Lewis is at saving his tyres. But regarding tyres, since it's more of a colder track, you're going to see less of the hard tyre. You're going to see more teams utilising the medium tyre. And you might even see teams starting on a soft tyre, especially the ones at the back, to make position early in the race with the soft tyre, because they can go aggressive because it's more of a colder track. then
Right.
then Austria, because Austria was high track temp, and now Silverstone with less track temp. Mercedes will suffer less. Of course, you know what UK's like with the rain. Hopefully, there's no rain. Of course, rain can always spice things up a bit. So, yeah, it is a 50-50 between the rain or a dry track. Sometimes it starts dry, and then as it goes on, it goes into a wet race. That's what it is with Silverstone. It's very unpredictable.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you are talking about the race. We're not going to talk about qualifying because that's just finishing. We don't really want to give it away.
Yeah.
Most people probably know anyway, but I just don't want to give it away. We're going to talk about that more on Monday when we do the debrief. But yeah, this is just a quick video, really, just to say that I'm really happy that we're back in Britain again, in the UK. I know you don't live that far from there. I don't live that far from there either. And I'm really happy that it's at Silverstone. We always tend to get good races at Silverstone. Have you noticed? We always tend to get good races at Silverstone. And it doesn't matter. I remember the COVID. Remember the COVID in 2020?
Yeah.
When Lewis Hamilton won it and his tyre blew out and he had to finish more or less the full lap.
Oh, that was memorable.
On ripped tyres, and Max Verstappen was chasing him down. That was probably one of the greatest moments in Formula One. That really stuck out for me, and that was in the pandemic, and we still had a good race. So the point I'm making is, it doesn't matter who's racing, what cars, what category. It could be F1, F2, F3, GT racing. They have the Ferrari GT racing here as well. You always tend to get a good race in Silverstone. It's the high elevation of the track. When it goes to before they get to Stowe, the high elevation, when you got the Maggots and Beckett's, when the cars just go around there flat out, there's no track really like it. The only two tracks really that you can really put on the map besides Silverstone is Suzuka and Spa. They're the three legendary tracks. And I'm glad every time we come to Silverstone, it's like a festival. They got live music there all weekend. People come here, they camp out. Typical British style, they camp out. You don't get that in other countries.
Yeah.
Come to Britain, they camp out in the fields. Remember, it used to be an airfield. It was just where it all started, man. The 5th anniversary of Silverstone, the 5th anniversary. This is where F1 was born. So when people come out and all, no disrespect to Monaco, I know people say Monaco's old, I get it. But it's not the whole, for me, they all say that Monaco is the crown jewel of Formula One. It's not, it's just not, is it? It's Silverstone. It's where it all started in 1950. So what's your thing about Silverstone? What do you like about Silverstone?
Silverstone, I like the balance of the track. It always gets more drivers involved. Of course, the fave Maggots and Beckett's, Cups Corner, Hamilton Straight. Used to be called the Wellington Straight, and of course they call it the Hamilton Straight now because it got renamed. Cups Corner is also really, really famous. Yeah, Maggots, Beckett's, because back in the day, in the olden days, it was only, I think they never had Beckett's, only had Maggots. Yeah, they only had one corner. That's it. They only had one corner, then onto the what is named now, the Hamilton Straight.
Yeah, the Hamilton Straight. Yeah.
But I like the balance of the track. It's fast.
No. After Maggots and Beckett's, not the Hamilton Straight. Hamilton Straight is where the dude lights out of the way we go. That straight there.
Oh yeah, the first straight. The second straight is the Wellington Straight, I think.
Yeah.
Second straight.
Or the Hanger Straight. I'll get mixed up sometimes.
Yeah, but it's a very, very balanced track. Fast. Yeah. No really slow corners in this track. Really, only maybe turns 1 and 2. Yeah. That's really it. It's just fast bends and straights. Maggots and Beckett's again, fast bends. Wellington Straight, fast. Of course, Cups Corner, fast bend. There's the only slow corners really is turns 1 and 2, and of course the last 2 corners. Yeah. But yeah, Silverstone.
But the old days, they're saying the old cars you couldn't go flat out. Around Maggots and Beckett's, because the way these cars are designed now, you can go flat out around Maggots and Beckett's, which is crazy.
Of course, not entirely flat out because you got to do a little braking before the before going into Beckett's.
Flat out around Maggots and Beckett's. In the practice session 3.
Yeah.
Lewis went flat out around Maggots and Beckett's in Ferrari. And Anthony, not Anthony, actually it was Anthony from the Skypad. They thought he lifted, didn't he? But he didn't lift. He went flat out around the Maggots and Beckett's.
Yeah, because if he's had these modern cars built, the more speed they produce, the more aerodynamics they produce.
Exactly.
And that's how fast it can go around the corners. And the way they brake as well, they can brake so fast to a really, really low speed. Yeah. meters a second. 0.2. It's really fast. It's really fast. But these modern cars can definitely go flat out Maggotts and Beckett's definitely. But there's always good races here.
You know what you're talking about anyway. So this is why I have you on here. It makes the job easier for me. I'll bring on the Formula. I love Formula One, but you're the data man, and you're the data. So before we head off, what is your prediction for the weekend for the race?
I think for the home drivers, Lewis, Norris, and Russell, they're going to be quite involved in it. The home track, they're going to make the most out of it. I think Lewis is going to do really well. Ferrari, that floor upgrade is really helping them. Regarding Austria, it's really helping them. Since that floor upgrade, it's just changed something to the car. Of course, Lewis going into the weekend with a new setup. Of course, we've got to look into that as well. Apparently, it's Charles Leclerc's setup, so and he is driving better. Yeah,
makes you think he should have had the setup before.
Yeah. I think was it still Science's setup he was using?
No, what he was doing, I think he was experimenting. I think he was trying to implement his kind of setup from the Mercedes car into the Ferrari car. That's to my knowledge, but it just wasn't working. So I think eventually he went with Charles Leclerc's setup. Plus, he put some of his ideas in there. Plus, the upgrade from the last track when they had the new rear wing and the new floor, new suspension, rear suspension. And Lewis, at the beginning of the weekend, he said that, I think it was practice 1 or 2. He said that the car feels good. He knew from the last race that we'll open something up and the car's looking good again. So it's looking good for the weekend.
Yeah.
For the Ferrari boys. So anything you want to say before we head off?
Also, I think, of course, I'm not going to do the qualifying, but I think the race, my top 3 for the race.
Yeah.
I reckon that I'm gonna, since I'm a Lewis fan, I'm gonna go Lewis win because I think he's gonna do good around here. Piastri second, Lando third.
You know what I'm gonna go with? I'm gonna go with first Lewis, second Lando, third Piastri. So it's just like yours, but I'm gonna swap them around. Instead of having Piastri second, I'm gonna have Norris. Because I think Norris, especially here, will come alive. It's all right with the qualifying, but when the race, you turn into a different animal. We saw that over the past with the drivers. If you're a British man, you're in your hometown, just like when Max is in the Dutch, innit?
Yeah.
Just like when Alonso was at Spain when he was at Valencia. He used to have it in Valencia, I think in the mid 2000s, and he didn't even have the fastest car. Michael Schumacher did, and he won it because when you're in your home country, you dig that extra deep in it. You go down and reach out and grab it. Yeah. Just like when Fingy used to say, what's his name, Nigel Mansell. There's always quotes of him on TV. He said, when you come to the British Grand Prix, it's like you gain an extra second.
Yeah.
You go a second faster or whatever. So, I think that Lando is going to be second between Lando and Lewis, and third is going to be Piastri. But yeah, it is what it is. So, guys, we're going to be heading off. See you later, Toto. Big up to you, man. Yeah. Episode 75 in the bag. 75th anniversary. Remember, guys, on the Spotify, the iTunes, and the Stitcher. Remember, do your thing, recommend it, and like the video as well. We are live on YouTube and Twitch as well. We're live on your channel as well, Toto, on your second channel as well. So yeah, big up to you, and I've hashtag everything. I think you can go and check that if you want.
Yeah.
Big up to everybody. See you later, guys. F1 Flaming Tarmac.
Yeah.
Episode 75. See you. I think it's next week. See you guys. Boom.